Alright guys, Brighton have just knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup, and it was a entertaining game, definitely. I thought either side could have realistically won it. It was a tight game. Well, not tight in like the sort of like cagey sense. It was quite an open game. There was a lot of space. It suited both teams because both teams are teams who like to exploit space. Well, Liverpool usually are anyway. I wouldn't say so much this season, but yeah. First off, Liverpool got off to quite a good start actually. Salah and Keita had a couple of half chances which they could have done better with, but it was Liverpool who took the lead through Harvey Elliott. It was a really good finish. It was a good move. There was a question of handball in the build up to it. Possibly could have been disallowed. I think it would have been a little bit harsh. But yeah, it was a well whipped move. Elliott finished it well. I think Steele in goal for Brighton possibly could have done a little bit better to save it, considering it wasn't the strongest shot ever from Elliott on his right foot, and he didn't actually position his body like amazingly to get the shot off. It ended up just trickling in to the bottom corner. So yeah, it was a good enough team goal, and Harvey Elliott did have a good game actually. One of Liverpool's best players. In fact, I'd go as far as to say he probably was the best player. But I think the knock he got on the head after he was played through for a chance, sort of didn't help him, and he ended up getting subbed off actually around the hour mark. But he had a good game whilst he was on the pitch. But Brighton, it always felt as though they were actually getting the chances, even if Liverpool were getting in good positions. It was actually Brighton who were making the goalkeeper work. Mitoma was causing all sorts of problems throughout the game. Ferguson had a good game as well. Stephen was really effective on the left as well, with Mitoma both sort of ganging up on Trent at times. And yeah, it was a good first half. Brighton managed to equalise with about 10 minutes left to go through Lewis Dunk in the end. It was a little bit of a lucky goal, I think that's fair to say. Tariq Lamptey striking it, but it definitely wasn't going in. Takes a small deflection off Lewis Dunk, and by that time Alisson's already dived. So yeah, no chance of stopping that one. It's just one of them where if it's your day, it'll go for you. And yeah, made it 1-1 at half time. And the second half, Brighton maybe had the better start to the second half. I think that's fair to say. Liverpool made a few substitutes around the hour mark, bringing on Nunez, Henderson and Milner. And then for a solid 10 minutes, I reckon, Liverpool were on top, and it was a good watch for Liverpool fans, because there was a lot of pressing from the team. However, Brighton dealt with this brilliantly, the pressing, that is. Midfielders like Pascal Gross and McAllister were just excellent at, finding players in space. And all the play, like if you're going to, play against a team that are putting you under a lot of pressure, you've got to be very good and the entire team as a collective. This is like, you can't have one player who is shirking out of it. You've got to be very good at finding space, and that's what Brighton excel at. So this press from Liverpool that sort of happened when Henderson and Nunez came on in particular, for Keita and Elliott, who are two players who aren't so good at pressure. But yeah, they were brilliant at getting around it. But Liverpool did create a few chances. Milner in particular, who I thought was excellent when he came on. It says a lot about Trent right now that I think he at times gets outperformed by a 37-year-old central midfielder in his position. Milner's still very good, don't get me wrong. It's not like saying, oh, he's that poor. Like, Milner's still good. But Trent, the levels he's been playing at over the past 3 or 4 years, he should be, not even questioned as Liverpool's best fullback, well, best right back anyway. However, that currently is like a problem for him in particular. And yeah, it was a good period for Liverpool. But then Brighton started to get on top again, and we're managing to hit Liverpool on the counter attack when Liverpool did push further forward. It was sort of like opposites from the first half and second half actually once those substitutions were made, because for the first 45 minutes it felt as though most of the game was played in Liverpool's defensive half, but when Liverpool did get forward they found a lot of space and had a lot of joy. But then once Liverpool changed it with the subs and it started to get a bit more possession, a bit more, I wouldn't say control, but a lot more of the ball in Brighton's half, that was when Brighton found the space to attack Liverpool. And when you have got Milner, who did play well up against Mitoma, that can be a problem. And I feel as though Konate at times was a little bit clumsy. And I think Konate actually in the second half was very lucky not to be sent off. For the first tackle was like 100% a yellow card. You'd have to be like, I don't know, Casemiro to get away with that yellow card in the at the start of the second half, and like that is a phenomenal ability. Fernandinho as well, he's another one who's very good at getting away with yellow card worthy tackles. But the red card in question, ball over the top, McAllister's knocked it past Konate, and Konate is 100% fouled McAllister, I think, because you can do shoulder to shoulder, but the problem is he sticks his forearm, it's not an elbow, he puts his forearm on McAllister's head and pushes him. So it's got to be a foul, and because McAllister's through on goal, he might not have scored, but because Alisson was on rushing, but because it is last man, and McAllister would have got to the ball, so it is a goal scoring opportunity. So I think Konate's got away with one. And then not even 2 minutes later, it felt like, Fabinho, who literally come onto the pitch 30 seconds prior to this happening for Bajcetic, performs a very poor tackle. In fact, there were almost like 2 bites of the cherry. The second one was the worst one, though, right on the Achilles of Ferguson. And I think with both parts to the tackle, I think it's got to be a red card. I think it's very fortunate that he didn't get a red card. I think Ferguson seemed in a lot of pain, and I can understand why. Looking at the tackle, well, in the end, the red card wouldn't have meant much. It would have meant Fabinho misses six games of football, I think, because Liverpool are now out of the FA Cup, or it might go on to next season. I don't even know how it works, to be honest, but very, very fortunate. And even then, a couple of minutes later, Robertson goes in, studs showing on McAllister and catches him on the ankle. So there were a few occasions where Liverpool showed signs of maybe not poor discipline, but certainly unneeded aggression. And yeah, in the end, Brighton, after a lot of pushing forward in the final 5 minutes, they managed to get the winner. It was a well-worked free kick. Nobody for Liverpool picked up a Stupinian on the edge of the box behind everybody else. He puts the ball across, and Kaoru Mitoma, I'm just going to put my notes down. It's an absolutely amazing finish. It's like Bergkamp-esque to control the ball, and then Joe Gomez sort of throws himself across to try and block the inexistent shot from Mitoma. Mitoma keeps it in the air. He doesn't even flick it up, he just controls it in the air, and with the same foot he controls it with, volleys it with the outside of his foot, so he's had to sort of like reach for it, and he's managed to stick it in the roof of the net. Amazing goal, and a goal worthy of winning any game, and it's put Brighton through to the next round. And yeah, but I think both teams could have won it. I think in the end maybe edged towards Brighton, just about deserved it. But yeah, really good game. I'm a bit annoyed Liverpool are out, but it was a very good game to watch. And it was a much improved performance actually from Liverpool based on some of the performances since the turn of the year. So, that there are a couple of things positive things to take away from this for Liverpool. But yeah, we'll get into player ratings. We'll start off with Brighton. Stealing goal, I've given a 6. I thought maybe with the Liverpool goal, he possibly could have done a bit better to stop the shot from Elliott, but other than that, he made a couple of decent saves, so I think he just about redeemed himself. And then in defence for Brighton, I've given Lamptey, Duncan, Estupinian all 7s. I thought Lamptey and Estupinian were both very good at getting forward, and both technically got assists, although Lamptey, I think you're very much pushing the definition of what an assist is to give him the assist for the Lewis Dunk goal. But Estupinian was brilliant at left back, and Lewis Dunk as well. I'd like to say took his goal very well, but that's not the truth at all, is it? But he had a very good game at centre back. And then Webster, who went off at half time, I think with injury. There were a couple of occasions where he looked like he was struggling a little bit. Liverpool were getting in behind it quite easily in the first half, and I think he could have done a bit better, but he might have been carrying an injury, we don't really know. Pascal Gross and McAllister in midfield, I've given Gross a 7. Gross a 6. I thought it was a good performance from him, but McAllister I've given a 7. He's just a brilliant technical footballer, and yeah, showed it once again in this game. And then March I've given a 6. Again, good performance. Wasn't involved overly. He had a couple of moments where he put some good crosses in, but he probably should have scored a chance against Alisson early on in the second half when it was a great cross from Mitoma. But to be fair, Alisson did close him down quite quickly. Welbeck have given a 5. I'll be honest, I forgot he was playing actually. It wasn't as though he had a bad game, but he just not very noticeable is what I would say. And my man of the match, Kaoru Mitoma, took his goal superbly and caused whoever was at right back for Liverpool, whether it be Alexander-Arnold or Milner, constant problems throughout the entire match. So yeah, well worthy of a man of the match. Ferguson I've given a 6. Bit sad to see him go off injured, because he is in really good form for Brighton ever since Christmas, and yeah, he was good when he was on the pitch. And Veltman, I've given him a 6 as well. Solid job at centre back in the second half. And then on to Liverpool, Alisson I've given a 6. Made a couple of good saves. I think it'd be very hard to criticise him for either goal. He's got a dive for the first one, nothing he can do, and the second one, again, not a lot he can really do, to be honest. It was a brilliant finish from Kaoru Mitoma. And then in defence, I've given Trent Alexander-Arnold and Ibrahima Konate 5s. I thought that right side for Liverpool, Brighton got at far too easily. And Alexander-Arnold had a poor game whilst he was on the pitch. He didn't defend overly badly, but just it didn't have any effect going forwards, and that is what he's mostly in the team for. And Konate, I thought, was very lucky to stay on the pitch in the end and got caught out on a couple of occasions. Gomez I've given a 6. I've criticised Gomez a couple of times this season, but I thought this game he didn't really do too much wrong. He was made to look a bit silly for the winner, but that wasn't his fault really. That was just pure genius from Mitoma, if anything. And Robertson I've given a 6 as well. Solid performance at left back. It kept Solly March fairly quiet, so yeah. And then in midfield, Thiago and Bajcetic have given 5s. I think both of them, for two players that its main ability is their ability on the ball in possession. They gave the ball away a hell of a lot today and just weren't positive enough when they did, make passes. So I can't really give them more than 5s. Keita I've given a 6. It did well for the Liverpool goal, but it wasn't an amazing performance. He did a solid enough job, and got Liverpool forwards on quite a few occasions in that first half. Salah I've given a 6. There were a few wasteful moments from him, but he did set up Elliott's goal, so I think you've got to give him a 6. Gakpo I've given a 6. It's a bit frustrating with Gakpo right now. He wasn't too bad today. He linked to play out well, but just not enough. Not seeing enough from him, to be honest, for a Liverpool forward. Elliott have given a 7. I think him and James Milner, who I've also given a 7. I think they were Liverpool's best players in this game. They're both good whilst they were on the pitch. Elliott took his goal well, and Salah probably should have scored a chance, which Elliott set up for him. So yeah, really good performance from Elliott, and Milner was solid when he came on as well. Nunez have given a 5, just not good enough on the ball today. Like you see Mitoma's goal at the end, and then a minute later Nunez has the ball on the right wing for the first time in the game, and it's just poor control from him. And then finally Henderson I've given a 6. I thought he helped Liverpool press well when he came on the pitch, but then again a little bit of his passing was a bit wayward at times, or not where the receiver would have wanted it, but it wasn't a bad performance from Henderson when he came on the pitch. But anyway, Brighton are through. It was a really good game to watch. But yeah, Brighton, well done. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.